I'm Steve Arnold. I am the Secretary of the Board of Directors for the Bicycle Federation of Wisconsin, and it's my pleasure to be the Master of Ceremonies today and welcome you all to our celebration of the latest rounds of Bicycle Friendly Communities Awards from the League of American Bicyclists. First thing I'd like to do is have two representatives, the conveners of our Active Living Work Group. The Active Living Work Group is one of the projects of the Healthy Kids Collaborative, and the Active Living Work Group is the forum which all of our communities, including those not in this round, come together to share best practices, learn how to apply for Bicycle Friendly Communities Awards, and to connect our networks. So if I could call on Ben Lyman and Julia Stanley to tell us a little bit about the Healthy Kids Collaborative.
Good morning. I'm Julia Stanley. I'm the Program Manager for the Healthy Kids Collaborative based at UW Health. And thank you all for being here to celebrate regional collaboration around active transportation in Dane County. In 2014, the Madison Area Transportation Planning Board and the Healthy Kids Collaborative joined together to create the Active Living Work Group. Healthy Kids works to ensure that all children from all neighborhoods have the opportunity to be healthy. We convene and connect partners around creating healthier communities, amplifying collective initiatives through this partnership, so this was a perfect project for us. We invited municipalities from across Dane County to meet monthly and work together on their bike-friendly community applications, learning best practices, sharing ideas, and collaborating. In 2015, 6 Dane County municipalities, Middleton, Sun Prairie, Madison, Monona, and Fitchburg, and UW-Madison, submitted bike-friendly community applications in the first ever regional submission that the League of American Bicyclists had ever received. We are thrilled that in 2018, we worked with these communities again to update their applications and share success stories from the past 3 years. Verona joined as a partner this year, as did Oregon, who will submit their application this spring.
As partners, we recognize that bike paths and trails do not stop at city lines, and that thinking strategically together improves the efficiency of our work. We help each other form bike advocacy groups, learn more about mobility justice, and develop ways to implement equity into active transportation in our communities. We've worked on regional planning and mapping efforts, including developing the low-stress route finder and the Dane County Bicycle Map, and know that sharing information resources and supporting outreach and education efforts, such as Safe Routes to School program, deepens our commitment as a region to creating healthy and safe spaces for people to bike and walk. This group of communities, agencies, and advocates is poised to continue our work together. Energy has been created to ensure that streets are safe for all users, and we will continue to collaborate to promote this vision. Again, congratulations to Madison, Fitchburg, Sun Prairie, Verona, and UW-Madison on their great achievements.
Thank you, Julia and Ben. 5 years ago, or 4 years ago when we did this, we had in the local area a representative of the League of American Bicyclists, the national advocacy group. That was, Jay Firm from Planet Bike. He's no longer on the board, and so we are pleased to have with us today the new executive director of the Bicycle Federation of Wisconsin, who will present the awards. So I would introduce Kirsten Finn to present the awards to our 4 cities.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here today. It's my 3rd week on the job. So far what I've been doing is just going around and getting to know people and figuring out what I don't know. And I had the pleasure yesterday of meeting with Jay Firm, and boy, he knows a lot. So I'm not Jay Firm, but I'm very happy to be here. And I thank you, all of you, for your efforts in making our streets safer and better for all bicyclists. The Bike-Friendly Community Program asks communities to evaluate the state of bicycling and work toward ways to improve the quality of life, sustainability and transportation for more people. And since 2002, the program has had 1,600 applications, and currently there are about 500 bicycle-friendly communities across the 50 states and the District of Columbia. So these 4 organizations made the cut, but there were many communities that did not. And we recognize that submitting this application is not a small effort. It is a combined effort of a lot of people. And so kudos to you for all the work that you have put in your communities. And I would love now if you would each kind of come up and tell us a few things about what you have done in your community to improve cycling and why that is important to you. So let's see, if we could have the Mayor of Madison come up first, Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, that would be wonderful. And am I going to give the certificates at the same time? Oh, great.
Didn't think that was going to last. Well, thank you very much, and thanks everybody for being here. My name is Satya Rhodes Conway. I'm the Mayor of Madison, and I am really pleased that Madison has been consistently recognized as one of the most bike-friendly cities in the United States, and to have our Platinum Bicycle-Friendly Community status renewed by the League of American Bicyclists today. That's very exciting. And I want to start by saying thank you, because that would not be possible without the incredibly hard work of our staff. So there are a number of city staff in the room who have contributed to making this possible. And thank you all for the work that you're doing and the work that you will do to make sure that we hang on to this prestigious status. Of course, I and the city are happy not just for the recognition of Madison as a bicycle-friendly city, but also the efforts that are happening throughout Dane County. And I want to congratulate all of the other communities that are being recognized today as well. We are, in this case, absolutely stronger together because, as was said earlier, the bike paths do not stop at the city limits. And in fact, it is one of our critical pieces of work to make sure that our communities are connected and that those connections work for folks in every mode of transportation, not just cars. So I really appreciate the regional efforts. And it is important on a regional basis and in a region that is rapidly growing to continue to provide safe and efficient ways for people to commute by bike. Currently, we have about 5.5% of Madison residents who commute by bike, and we are dedicated to increasing that number. Biking is a very climate-friendly way to commute, and investments in biking as a mode of transportation help to meet our city's sustainability goals. They help to reduce congestion on our streets, and they ensure that Madison and the whole of Dane County continue to be a place that people want to live and in which people have a very high quality of life. So as we look towards the next step up in bicycle-friendly community status, Diamond, we have to continue to address any gaps in our bicycle network to improve the usability of the system and to appeal to potential cyclists of all ages and all abilities, so that everybody can enjoy the benefits of our bicycle system, whether they're using it to commute or just for recreation. We want everybody to be able to use the system. So we are, as a city, committed to building a bike transportation network that reaches the entire city geographically. And in addition, the city wants all of our young people, all of our families to have safe routes to schools and fun places to ride, no matter what they're doing or where they live. Biking needs to be accessible, no matter what age you are, no matter what neighborhood you live in, no matter what your job is. Bicycling needs to be accessible to the folks that live in the city of Madison, and I would argue to everyone who lives in Dane County. So I look forward, and I know that the rest of the city does, and all of the staff that work on this look forward to working with communities throughout Dane County to make our region the absolute best place in the country to ride a bicycle. Thank you again, and thanks for joining us to celebrate this recognition.
Madison is actually only one of 5 platinum cities in the entire United States. So even though you have not reached diamond status yet, you are definitely the jewel in the crown of Wisconsin cycling, and we really appreciate all of your efforts. Thank you so much.
Diamond's our girl's best friend.
It's going to be every cyclist's best friend, too. Next, I would like to call up, let's see, we're going to be acknowledging Fitchburg, Fitchburg is renewing their silver status. And on behalf of the mayor of Fitchburg, Aaron Richardson, we have Julia Arata Frata.
Hello, good morning, buenos días. My name is Julia, and I am an alder for the city of Fitchburg, representing the mayor, but also I am part of the bike committee. I am one of the members that we established this year, so I am proud to represent also the bike committee. So I would like to thank you for the recognition and to continue being a silver bike-friendly community. We are trying to make the next step, working hard with some of our partners. And I want to thank you, Steve Arnold, because he's our champion in Fitchburg about everything related to bikes. So thank you, Steve, for all your contribution. Thank you for putting together the group from Bike Fitchburg, that is a partner of the Bike Committee, and also the other partner that we work closely with us is the Fitchburg Chamber of Commerce. So I want to thank you, all of our partners. One of the things that we have accomplished since 2015, that there was the last renewal for the city, we created new facilities, including the Fitchburg first buffered bike lanes on Lacey Road. And also we established a permanent bicycle committee by municipal ordinance. Also, we have the new not-for-profit, the Bike Fitchburg. This is one of our partners that they are doing advocacy related to bike issues. We also did a comprehensive census for bicycle parking in 2018. And we are working on an extensive planning for biking, including for the future reconstruction of Fitchhatchery Road. We are planning to add a bike path from, PD to the Bell Line. And also the city of the Fitchburg Chamber has created and bring to the city a lot of events like the Fitchburg Festival of Speed, a state championship, a criterium that this year we celebrate the second year in the city. And also the other thing that the city of Fitchburg now is working on the revision of the comprehensive plan. And the bike committee, we made a couple of big recommendations. And one of those is, we talk about connectivity among different cities, but for me and the committees, it's important to talk about the connectivity among different neighborhoods in our city, especially the neighborhood where we have high disparity in social and economic disparity. Sometimes those neighbors, they don't have the bike access that the nice neighborhood had. So for us, it's important that we create that connectivity and we put it in the plan and start motivating the people, especially the youth, with some of the events that Bike Fitchburg is bringing to town, how we can motivate our people to bike more. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Gracias. It's an honor to be with all of you here, and let's continue working together. Thank you.
Next, we have the mayor of Sun Prairie, Paul Esser. Sun Prairie is a new bronze designee.
Good morning, everybody. I am Paul Esser. I have the honor of being the mayor of Sun Prairie. I also have the honor of standing here representing a community that is now joining the company with others in the county, 2 of them platinum, a silver, and then there'll be another bronze that's going to be a newcomer like us. And that is a very thrilling opportunity for us, and we're honored to be keeping such company. Now, Sun Prairie is a community that has been a little bit geographically remote from the rest of the county on the northeast side. We had not aligned abutted some of the other communities the way they have on the west side. But we're quickly getting there now with the mayor of Madison, and I often talk about this. And so that uniqueness, that charm that we had as being a separate community, I think of us as a boutique community, these are places where we're coming into the county. We're becoming part of that network that is being talked about. And the fact that these honors today are coming about from a joint collaboration is definitely the sort of spirit that we want to have in Sun Prairie. Our city council has recognized over the last few years that biking is the future, along with some other alternative transit modes. We aren't all going to be riding in our single car going to wherever or forever. It's going to change, and we need to be part of that. And this is an indication that we want to be. This is coming about from Sun Prairie as the result of our bike advocacy group in Sun Prairie Moves, and our subcommittee on biking and pedestrian matters of our transit commission. So those all fit together. It all makes that happen today. And then to be here today and participate in this with all of the other communities and the university is just thrilling for me. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the representation and the honor we're getting, and all of you for being here and sharing in this moment with us. Thank you very much.
And last but not least, our other bronze designee is the City of Verona. And we have today Catherine Holt, who is here on behalf of Verona Mayor Luke Diaz.
Well, the City of Verona would like to thank the League of American Cyclists for the bronze designation, which is our first application and our first ever designation, all at the same time. We are lucky to have the ability to utilize the regional working group that was organized by the UW Health and the Madison Area Transportation Planning Board. Without them, I don't know how we would get a lot of the data we needed to fill out the application, nor the information that we never considered needed to go into an application accomplished in the deadline. It shows that the regional connectivity is key with the Military Ridge State Trail, which goes through Verona and on to Fitchburg and on to Madison, and other options for regional connectivity that we have recently completed, such as the County Highway M project, which also goes from Madison to Verona. And hopefully, once the weather changes, more bicyclists will be on it. There have been some that dared to go down County Highway M during construction. But we are grateful that the Public Works Department in Verona has created bicycle and pedestrian facilities where they were needed, and sidewalks and bicycle lanes and shared roads. The police department in the City of Verona has always held their annual bicycle rodeo, educating children and some adults on the safety of bicyclists. Sugar Creek Elementary School every year has a bicycle education program that is part of their requirements. They have also taught children how to connect to parks and schools. I also believe the Sugar Creek Elementary School bicycle education program is the only one in Dane County, or at least so the principal has informed me. But we're looking forward to moving forward with bicycle and pedestrian connectivity. We will be updating our comprehensive plan, which we can start including some of those recommendations. We've been implementing our bicycle and pedestrian plan currently, which we've almost halfway through it right now. We'll probably also add more wayfinding signs, which we do not have in Verona unless you're on the Military Ridge State Trail. So we are very grateful for this award, especially on our first attempt for an award.
And as Mayor Esser had indicated, the other honoree is UW-Madison, who is one of only 8 platinum universities in the United States. So that is an extremely high honor. And then are you coming back up? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kirsten. One thing that Julia and Ben forgot to mention was that Dane County itself has also applied in our 2015 round and is of bronze status. we're really happy to have the University of Wisconsin-Madison as part of our active living work group, and they have been very successful. And I just want to recognize the bicycle-friendly universities are in a different time frame than bicycle-friendly communities. But our partner, the University of Wisconsin-Madison, did get a platinum award up from gold back in October 27th. And I'd like to introduce the Director of Sustainability for the university, Melissa, or Missy Neergaard. I hope I said your name right. I should have checked in advance, to tell us a little bit about the university's efforts and your award. So please join us.
Hi there. One of the neat things about being in this community is when you combine a platinum level university with a platinum level community, we are only one of 4 in the nation. We could not have done that without a great deal of help, and I want to call a kudos out to Dar Ward, who has been leading this initiative for several years. So I thought we're the largest community and the largest campus for bike friendliness at the platinum level, and I thought we were going to win for snow, but Fort Collins actually gets 6 inches more average snowfall than we do. So Colorado State can have it. One of the beautiful things about this kind of amenity, we have 45,000 students and 20,000 faculty and staff, and that's a recruitment method, but it's also a retention method. And we have such a phenomenal community, and we want these graduates to stay in this community as well. So the opportunity and the connectivity to share all of the communities around is really, really unique. And I didn't play with all the geography to see how unique it is, but I'm pretty sure it's right up there with we're #1 in the nation, regardless of snow. And the other thing I wanted to say, we want to get out, and all the students want to spend money in your university, in your community, so it's an economic growth as well as just a healthy life cycle style. But we also want to invite you to campus. We have free bike corral parking at our football games. If you want to come out and support your Badgers, we encourage you to bike in. And we're also trying to improve some of the connectivity. So we're looking at our north and south bike paths so that we have increased opportunities for connectivity as well as safety. And one of the other things, as I'm fairly new to campus, that I discovered is that we have 2,500 more bike parking spaces than we have car parking spaces. So this is something that we are incredibly excited about. And for a university ranking, we are the second in line. We have 0.18 parking spaces per person on campus. So that ranks us right up there at the top for the nation. So this community has enabled that. Thank you very much, and we're excited to continue working with you.
Well, we are nearly done. I just wanted to see if there were any questions for any of our mayors or their representatives, or for Missy from the assembled media. Yep.
I would say it's definitely a factor. We certainly see more ridership when it's not snowing, but I think that Madison and Dane County as a whole have done a really good job at having an all-weather network. Certainly in Madison, we make sure that we are keeping our paths accessible for year-round bike commuters. And I don't have the numbers at the tip of my tongue, but we actually have a surprisingly large share of year-round bike commuters, folks who do ride all throughout the winter, you know, even in the biggest snows. So that's not me personally, but I'm very impressed by people who do it. And we're certainly happy to support them with the infrastructure that's needed for that.
I would say for Sun Prairie, it's a utilization issue. It does get less use in the bad weather, but there are people biking all the time now. And Sun Prairie is very close to the Trek Bicycle Company. And there are people that bike out there every day from Sun Prairie, every day of the year. They're out there. So we know it's there. We know it can be done. We know the equipment is there, both the clothing and the bikes to do it. So I think the opportunities are increasing, and they tell us that it's going to be warmer in this part of the world in the years ahead. Likely biking has got a bigger future for us as a way to get around it.
Small silver lining.
I would just add that I am grateful as a bicycle rider who frequently visits Madison that the Madison Mayor and City Council have agreed in their next year's budget for 7-day-a-week winter path maintenance. So thank you very much. I know that that's a budget impact, but those who depend on bicycle transportation deserve that, just like those who want the roads plowed. So thank you very much. Well, seeing no further questions, I thank you all for coming. I point out that there are some copies of the press releases in the back if you'd like to take one with you, and thanks for coming, and let's have one more round of applause for all of our awardees.